What's up, y'all, and welcome back to our fully off-grid property here in Tennessee. Today we're doing a 1-month follow-up to the previous BLUETTI Apex 300 video that we released. Now, BLUETTI wanted to send us this new product and sponsor us to do a full unboxing on that original video, giving our first impressions, then use it on our off-grid property here for a month to kind of get a feel of it, see who this product is kind of made best for, and then share our thoughts and opinions with y'all so far. We've been using this to power all of our operations inside our cabin, so let's go check it out. Okay, so sitting on top of this mountain of BLUETTI products here is the BLUETTI Apex 300. And that is on top of the original AC 300, which is what we used in our cabin here before, and it's basically what this is meant to replace. Now, I'm not gonna dive too much into the specifics on the AC 300 today, as that's what we did in the previous video, so we'll link it here for you to go check out all of those specific stats. But this is definitely an upgrade. And one of the biggest upgrades that I highlighted in that previous video is this original AC 300 did not include a battery built into it. You needed all of these separate batteries below in order to use it at all. But the Apex 300 does come with a built-in 2,764 watt-hour battery. Now, in our use case here in the cabin, we have this Apex 300 tied into 3 B300 batteries, each of which are 3,072 watt-hours. Now, that gives us a total storage capacity of around 11,980 watt-hours. And I've been running a power discharge test just for this video today to kind of show what you can expect the performance over that on some light draws over a long period of time. Currently, this is powering our big deep freezer in our cabin, a small chest refrigerator, our Starlink, which is a constant 35 to 45 watts, a couple lights, and any other electricity that we use as we go in and out of the cabin. And right now we're just a few hours shy of the exact 3-day mark, so 3 separate 24-hour periods, and we are hitting 43% of our total capacity right now, which means for running everything we have going on in here, we're using about 20% per 24-hour period. But inside the cabin is not my favorite place to film a video. It's a little stuffy and the lighting's trash, so I'm actually gonna disconnect it, bring it outside, maybe show its portability, and explain a little further. There you have it, my new favorite workout is carrying this thing around. So just to quickly re-highlight the key most important specs of this unit. In addition to the 2,764 watt-hour battery, it's powered by a 3,840 watt inverter that has both 120 volt and 240 volt capability. In addition to the 3-prong outlets you see on the front, it does have a 30 amp plug on the side that can put out a full 30 amps. And it also has a 50 amp plug on the side. And while that can't put out the full 50 amps, it can put out 32 amps, it does allow you to plug a 50 amp directly in it and access 240 volts. But diving back into our 1-month review, the first thing I want to call out is now that this is unplugged, while it said 43%, I believe it was inside, it says 56%. And that's because the battery of this independent unit was actually sitting a little higher than the 3 batteries that were inside. And while I was inside, I went into the BLUETTI app to dive in and kind of show you how the display of each independent battery is. You can see all 4 separate batteries, including the Apex 300 and each independent B300 battery and their current charging state. And my thoughts so far after using this for a month here on our off-grid property is it's a pretty solid unit. I mean, the AC 300 was a good unit, but I do feel like they took the AC 300, made this Apex 300, and really refined some of its capabilities and gave additional functionality. While it's been running everything in our cabin, we haven't had any issues, so we're having a good time with it. I'll point out a few key features that I think is just really neat about the Apex 300 and really helpful. One, I don't know if you'd really call it a feature or not, but BLUETTI's new batteries are now the B300K batteries, which matches the watt-hour capacity of the one in the Apex 300. Now, in the owner's manual, it said we could still use our old style B300 batteries that have a different watt-hour capacity, and I was a little apprehensive of this at first. Curious how good of a job that this was going to do balancing and if that was actually possible, but I mean, when I plugged it in, it just connected seamlessly. I was able to see on the screen that it was showing that there were 3 batteries connected, which I thought was pretty cool, and everything functioned and balanced overall very well. Slight problem that we ran into with our old AC 300 is that it was very voltage sensitive when charging off of shore power or connected into a generator, the grid, or in our case, our main solar system that sits separately from this system. And in the app, it shows that BLUETTI is actually expanding beyond this flexibility. If I go ahead and click into grid self-adaptation mode, you'll see that you can actually set the parameters of under voltage, over voltage, under frequency settings, and over frequency settings to allow the system to be a little more sensitive to your conditions. And in addition to these flexible features, something that I highlighted in my last video is that this Apex 300 has what BLUETTI is calling system switch recovery. And what this allows for is if the unit goes totally dead, when it receives power again, so say it's plugged into a solar panel, it died overnight, when the solar panel starts charging it again and the battery has charged to power something, it will maintain whatever the output settings that were on before. So this means it will flip the inverter back on if it was previously on. Now in a scenario like ours here, this is powering something like a deep freezer, this is a crucial setting to have. Another scenario that I think is really important is if it's powering your Wi-Fi and you have a security system, you want to be on as much as it possibly can be. After using this for a month, I think I've already implied it, but I think the Apex 300 is a huge upgrade and really has some awesome functionality. I said this in the last video, the main downfall to it is that it doesn't have DC ports on the outside, but I think in a bulkier unit like this that you're really not just carrying everywhere you go, you're gonna use DC outputs less, and that is an additional unit that you can get separately. For us here, we've loved that the more powerful inverter is giving us a little more wiggle room on what it can run, and that the built-in battery is expanding the total battery storage that we have in our cabin. And just like I said before, what I love most is because this battery is built on, it makes it a more flexible unit than the AC300 because we can just pick this single unit up, throw it into the car, take it on a camping trip, and have a huge power system on something like a camping or a road trip. So if you want to learn more about the Apex 300 here or any other BLUETTI units, make sure you check out the links below to navigate over, check those out, and take advantage of some discount codes. But I unplugged our internet and our deep freezers from this for this video, so I gotta get back in there. Thanks for checking out today's video. We'll see you next time.